Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back. Thank you so much for coming, guys. I really appreciate it. So far, I see nobody in the room, but that's fine. I'm going to go on with it anyway. Guys, I am coming to you tonight because it's a sad story out of Memphis. It seems like Memphis has just been, you know, off the hook. Well, there was a young woman. There is a young woman. Her name is Tamia Taylor. And Tamia actually turned 21 years old and she decided that she was going to go on a trip on the Memphis Riverboat. And guys, we remember the Riverboat. We'll never forget the Riverboat. That's where we turned up and turned out on the Riverboat. So, guys, Tamia, it was her 21st birthday, and she decided that she was going to celebrate. And she and two of her co-workers went to the riverboat, and they were on the midnight booze cruise, and they were going to celebrate her birthday. And then when the boat docked, the friends said that Tamia wasn't up there. Now, so many conflicting stories with this, guys, because first it was said that the friends told someone that she never got on the boat. But we know that that's not true because when the officers and other people viewed the video footage, they actually found footage of her on the boat. And they say that they saw footage of her on the boat as the boat was coming in to dock. Okay. So Tamia had a party the night before at her house, and there were a lot of people there. And it's been said now that some more information is coming out that there was a party at her house the night before, and that her and some of her friends, were there celebrating, and something concerning happened is the way it was worded, and it basically saying that Tamia and and one of her friends or some of her friends got into some kind of an altercation. I don't know if it was verbal, if it was physical, but they said that it was an argument, and things didn't get crazy or get out of hand, but some of the neighbors did say that they heard a disturbance there. Okay. So the next morning, one of the neighbors said that she texted him and told him to come out. Tamia was living in a little small town called Brownsville, and the area she lived in, they call it the Hill. And the neighbor said that they all close there, and he said that he wasn't at the party the night before, but he knew that there was a party going on, and that a lot of the neighbors were saying that it was kind of it was something concerning that went on at the party. So, guys, the next day, Tamia was scheduled to go on the Memphis booze, on the riverboat booze cruise with her, and they're saying co-workers, with her, three of her co-workers, two females, and this story is eerily close to the Shanquella Robinson story. Too eerily close to the Shanquella Robinson story, because guys, they're actually to me left with friends, co-workers, friends, whatever you want to call them, to celebrate her birthday. Now, the Shanquella Robinson story, Shanquella wasn't celebrating her own birthday, but somebody else's birthday was what they were celebrating in Mexico. This young lady, Tamia, was celebrating her birthday with friends, co-workers, and it was on the riverboat. Okay. Now, her three co-workers, as what is being said, they actually all met up there together. And some places that I've looked say that the friend said that she never got on the boat. Okay. But other places I looked said that she did get on the boat, and like I said, they have video footage showing that she was on, she was actually on the boat up until it was she was sent up to a dock, where her friend said that she got up and left and went to the bathroom and never came back. Now, that would have been very concerning for me. And they said that they became concerned and they went out looking for her. They went searching and looking for her, and that they could not find her. Now, she had her co workers, believe it or not, their names were Quandira Jenkins was one of them. And then that was the male, and it was two females, one named Kanisha and one named, believe it or not, Shanquella. Okay. They were all together on the boat, but they didn't get off together. And they said that when they went looking for her from the bathroom, from her going to the bathroom, they never found her. And they looked all over the boat, they searched all over the boat, and they never found her. So they said when they did pull in and dock, that they got off and they stood there and they waited for her to come off of the boat, and they say she never came off of the boat. Now, the interesting thing for me is they're saying she never came off the boat. But later on, guys, there was a young man who was driving a golf cart to get people, back and forth where they were, because I'm sure that he was making a little money getting people from the boat dock to their, vehicles. People had been drinking and that kind of thing. And he said that he saw her after the boat dock on dry land, and she was with one male and two females. So to me, that would seem like the crowd that she went with. Okay, her co-workers, friends that she went with. Well, he said that when he saw her, that Tamia was inebriated, that she had been drinking and that she had been drinking a lot. And he said that they stopped him and asked him for a ride, but he already had a ride set up. So what he did was he said he left. He couldn't give him a ride that time. He left, dropped off his first set of people. And then he said he came back. And when he came back, he said they were still there. He said all three of them were still there. Tamia was still there, and she was still, inebriated. And he basically said that the other two women and Shanquella Kanisha and the friend Quandira were all still there. But he didn't say who they were. He just said that she was with a guy and two females. And he said this time he offered them a ride, and they turned him down. So he just went on about his business. And, he said that he wished he had not, because later on he got home and looked on the TV and saw on the news that a young lady was missing from the riverboat. And when he looked at the person missing, that he was positive beyond a shadow of a doubt that it was her. But the friends are saying that she didn't get off the boat, to do it then waited for her to get off the boat, that she did not get off the boat. So if they stood there and waited for her, she did not get off the boat, then my question would be, guys, who were the two females and the male that she was with? Okay? If they didn't see her get off the boat. Now her mother has been very concerned. Her mother did a couple of interviews, and her mother says that Tamia was very friendly and that she always saw the good in people. And she thinks, just like the other Shanquella, that she left with these people thinking that they were her friends. And then when she got there, it turned out something different. Now, nobody is saying that either of these people did anything to her. Nobody knows what happened. Nobody's saying that anybody did anything to her at all, that any of these three people did anything to her. Okay? I want to make that clear. Okay? But the young lady is missing. And the young lady did go missing on that riverboat. And then the concerning thing is about the fight that had happened, well, the incident that had happened at her house the night before when they were doing her birthday party. Now, this young lady had two children, and for all that that I've run across, she seemed to be a good person, a good mother, because her neighbor said that she was a good mother, that they often saw her outside with her children, playing with her children. And she was 21 years old. She had just turned 21. And, she's young too. She's probably growing up with her children. So it would not surprise me at all to see a 21-year-old with two children outside running around, playing, trying to keep them happy, and probably trying to wear them out so she can get them, in bed. Now, the neighbor said that she came to him the next day and she was excited about going on the trip. That, she told him that she was going on a riverboat, she was going to Memphis, she was going on a riverboat, and that, she was going to celebrate her birthday. And he said that he saw, nothing out of the usual. And he didn't say whether they discussed the issue that had happened the night before, and he didn't know what happened. He didn't know who it happened with. So we speculate. Some people I've seen have speculated that maybe one of these friends may have been who she had words with, or who had, whatever the concerning issue was at the party. Maybe one of these friends were the person that she had the incident with at the party. But we don't know that for sure. Everything is alleged. Everything I'm saying here is alleged, okay? And it's things that I've done my research on. I've watched the news in Memphis. I've read up on the news articles. I listened to her mother's several cries for help on the news channels, where she has concern for her daughter, as any mother would. Okay, and I'm sure that her mother had in her mind the Shanquella Robinson story as well, because your daughter leave and go with co-workers who she considered friends for herself, to celebrate her birthday. And if she got there and got inebriated, if they did or if they didn't, they all should, the right thing to do is stick together. You leave with who you go with. Whoever you come with, that's who you leave with. You don't get to leave with strangers. Now, speaking of strangers, they're saying that also the friend said that they were in line. And while they were in line, she was happy. She was, talking, saying that it was her birthday. And one of the friends even said that she had already started drinking because she had some little bottles. Excuse me, guys. That she had some little bottles that she had been drinking. And he said that there was a man in the line, and she told him that it was her birthday, and he said that he was a Virgo as well, and he gave her money for a drink. But nobody has said whether or not, she got friendly with the guy, whether or not she went and did any extra talking to him other than in the line. They're not saying any of that. They're just basically saying that she met him, they talked, and he gave her money for a drink. Now, I've seen at least one video of her on, they're saying that it's her allegedly on the boat. And she seemed happy. She was dancing and she seemed happy. And then I saw a still picture from someone's cell phone where she was sitting, they're saying that it was her, and she was sitting, at a table. So it looks like more than likely she did make it on the boat. Okay. Now, whether she made it off or not, I'm not sure, because I haven't heard anybody else say, other than the golf cart driver, that they saw her afterwards. Okay. But I would think that if she was out there, she was totally inebriated, and, she was with her friends, I would think that somebody else may have paid that some attention, because I might would have looked and said, she really, tore up. I might would have stopped and said, she's really tore up had I seen it. Okay. Well, guys, in my research today, I ran across a news article from WREG that said that they had located a body in the Mississippi River. The body is that of a female. And They have not identified the body yet. They're saying that they took her to the medical examiner's the body to the medical examiner's office. And I've been looking even up until right before I came on here to see if they had announced whether they thought it was her or not, whether it was her or not. But I don't even want to think that it was her. But guys, situation is that she's missing. Situation is that she got missing on that riverboat. Situation is that that riverboat is on the Mississippi River, and they say that she was found in the person was found in the Mississippi River near an industrial area. Now that's a little concerning as well, because is there a chance that she could have fallen off the boat? Yes. Is there a chance that she could have fallen off the boat and nobody saw it? I'm a little concerned about that because I just feel like it was a lot of people on the boat, and I know on the riverboat brawl, they said it was 240 something people on there. So if it was 200 and something people on this boat, then I think that 200 and something people, somebody would have seen it. Different decks. I believe that somebody would have seen it. So I don't know whether I believe the young man who drove the golf cart. I don't disbelieve him. But a lot of times, you see somebody and you think that it may be, you don't pay him no attention because he didn't know this was going to happen. You don't pay him a lot of attention. But he said he did pay attention because she was so, you know, inebriated. She had actually been partying really hard. Okay, and she had been partying really hard, and he said that he wanted to get them back, but when he came back, they actually refused. Now I got a Patty up here who says no value on life, and these people are not your friends, and that's the truth, guys. A lot of people that you think that's your friends, they ain't your friends. Take my word for it. I've been around a long time, and some people that's been in your life, probably all your life, is probably not your friends. And some of your family members are probably not your friends if you want to know the truth. That's why we tell these young people when they say my friends, my friends, my friends, you tell them you ain't got no friends. You don't know who your friends are or not. You don't have no friends. You don't trust nobody. You know, you just can't even trust your family members a lot of the time. So I'm gonna get back to the story. I'm on everywhere I can look to see if they have determined the identity of the body that was found. Okay, and I'm waiting to see if it's going to turn out to be her. All things point to is a very good possibility, but my thing is, how far was this industrial site from the dock of the riverboat? Is it possible that she fell off? It's possible. But is it possible that she could have gotten in a vehicle with someone who drove her somewhere, like to an industrial site, did something horrible, and threw her in there? It's very possible, guys. Very possible. I personally have a young lady that's no longer in our lives. She decided to go to, not to the real boat, but she ended up, long story short, she ended up in the Mississippi River. Okay, her family didn't even know where she was, but she ended up in the Mississippi River. And from my research, I hear a lot of women have been found in the Mississippi River. A lot of black women, I've been told, and I've read different places, end up in the Mississippi River, but they don't do a lot of talking about it. And it's very possible. Thank you, Patty. Thank you for coming as well. It's very possible that she did meet somebody like the guy that they're saying that she met in line. Maybe she had more conversation with him than they thought. Maybe maybe the friends didn't see her when she went to the bathroom. Possibility she could have ran into that person or started talking to another person. And, her mind wasn't right because she'd been drinking young, 21 years old, turned 21. You know, when you're 21, and I've been there, it's been a long time. When you're 21, you do some crazy things, okay? And you tend to be more trusting because you haven't been around to realize that people that you think are your friends are not your friends, okay? Now, the stories were conflicting because first it was said the stories is conflicting, and like I said, guys, this is alleged because I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. I can only tell you what I found during my research. At the beginning, the friend said no, she didn't get on. She didn't get on the bus on the boat. We got there and she wasn't there. We didn't get on the boat. She didn't get on the boat. But then it turned out that yes, she was on the boat. And then they even said later that she was, at the table with them. She got up to go to the bathroom and never came back. But guys, I did some more research, and that research said that she got up and left and went to the bathroom, and that her phone was found in front of the bathroom. Now, I don't know what the truth is because the first thing I heard was that she left her phone at the table, went to the bathroom, and that the friends had the phone, brought it back to her mother. But then to this morning and later on this evening, when I found the story about the body being in the Mississippi, um, I read something that said that the phone was found in front of the bathroom. Now, I'm pretty sure that because the it's alleged that the phone was taken back to her mother. So I'm sure that her mother went through the phone or, turned over to the police. And I'm sure that they've gone through the phone as well to see who she had been talking to or texting. And if she had met the guy in the line, they got his number, they could have exchanged, you know, some text messages. And he may have said, meet me, at the bathroom. And she could have gone. Or she could have met somebody else who said, meet me at the bathroom. And she went. Because, like I say, 21, drinking, you tend to be a little more off guard than you would be if you had your mind right. Okay. Now, guys, her mother, like I said, she's done several interviews on the news, and she is very concerned. And it just gives me a flashback to the Shanquella Robinson story because, and many of us know the Shanquella Robinson story. And if you don't know it, I'll give you a quick little rundown. If you don't know it, it'll come to you. Shanquella Robinson also left with friends to go on vacation to celebrate a couple of the friends' birthday. And while she was there, the very first day that she was there, something happened, and they contacted her mother and said that she was gone from alcohol poisoning. Okay, and these were her friends. One of them was supposed to have been her best friend. Her best friend, a male. You would think that your best friend that's a male would have your back, that you wouldn't have nothing to worry about. That nobody would put their hands on you, nobody would do anything to you. Okay? Well, it wasn't like that with her best friend, who she had been best friends with for, they said, about 5 years. Okay? He had gone on vacation with them. He was, he knew her family members. Her family members liked them. Her family members were satisfied with her with him. But it turns out that later on, after they came home, they contacted the mother, told them that she was gone and that she had gone from alcohol poisoning. And then they had contacted a doctor who had come in, and they're saying it's alleged that the doctor was saying they need to take her to the hospital, but they refused to let her go. They contacted her mother and asked her, for money, allegedly $5,000 or $6,000 to have treatment for her, at the hospital. And the mother said, I don't have that kind of money. But see, my thing is, And guys, I work with health insurance. I'm retired for after 30 years. You don't worry about whether you got money or not. You don't worry about that. If something wrong and your life is getting ready to be gone, you don't, or someone that you are with life is getting ready to be gone, you don't worry about money. You send them to the hospital, and if you can pay, you pay, and if you can't pay, you just can't pay. Now, I was told that Mexico won't let you leave unless you pay, but she had family, she had a father and a mother and a sister, and I believe that they would have come up with money. And Shanquella had money. Shanquella was actually an entrepreneur. She made really good money. She actually paid for the trip for some of the friends who came there who were a part of what happened to her. And that's real sad, guys. Well, Shanquella, the next day when the friends left, the next day they went to her mother's house and took her luggage and her bags and did not tell a truthful story. And of course, the mother was all tore up because I know I would have been had it been my child. The mother was all tore up, and she said that they came to visit, that the best friend came to visit first, and then she asked where are the other ones, and then that he came back the next night with two of the other ones, and she said that they were in tears. They were saying that that was horrible. They was planning what they were going to wear to the funeral and all of this. But she said a couple of days later, somebody anonymous contacted her and told her that they had been fighting Shanquella on that vacation. And then a video surfaced of Shanquella. Now, Shanquella didn't go missing. This Shanquella didn't go missing. Okay. But the video surfaced of one of the girls in the crowd putting her hands on her terribly. And it turned out that Shanquella ended up with a broken neck and she didn't make it. Now, I'm not sure about this young lady. We're not even sure if the body that they found in the Mississippi was Tamia Taylor's or not. We're not even sure of that yet. So I'm waiting to see if it's going to turn out to be Tamia Taylor's. Okay. But I'm also curious as if it's going to be some things that show up that's unexpected. Is it going to be just that she went overboard or, just that? Or will something show up like it did in the Shanquella Robinson story? Injuries, bruising, possibly broken bones. Is it going to be something like that show up if that young lady in the water, it turns out to be Tamia Taylor? Because if the golf cart driver is correct and she was with two females and a male, then they had to get home some type of way because the other three are home. Okay. She's the one that's not home. She's the one that went missing. And I also saw somewhere else where they're saying that they're not sure if the altercation at her house for the birthday party involved any of the co-workers that went with her to, the Riverboat cruise. So that's going to be something to look at as well. Guys, this is a tragedy, and it actually is really a tragedy that these young people, that you can't even leave and go on a trip to celebrate your 21st birthday without something happening. She was a young mother. She had two children that she loved and that she was raising. Her mother's upset. And I'm just curious, like her mother, as to what could really have been the issue. What really, happened. Did she fall off that boat? I just don't see it. I honestly don't. I haven't been on a riverboat in Memphis, but I've been on riverboats several times, and it's usually so many people around that is real. If you fall off, somebody's going to see it. It's just not even possible. Somebody's going to hear that splash. Somebody's going to see it. And when I first went into the story, it was said that there was no cameras on the boat. Okay, but they're saying that when the boat came in, that apparently as the boat was coming in, somebody saw her somewhere, either on cell phone footage or something, or on a camera or something. Somebody saw her on the boat as the boat came in. So the my thought is, did the golf cart driver see the correct person, or did he see somebody else? But he was adamant that it was Tamia. He was adamant. He said that he was sure that he didn't know who the other ones was, but he was sure that it was her. Or did she really not get off? Did she really not get off? Now, guys, they also said, it's alleged, that she had a cousin that was supposed to have been meeting her after the Riverboat cruise was over, and they were going to go and continue partying. Okay, but when he got there, they told him, her friends told him, that they were, they had been looking for her and that she was not around. Now, her mother said that she texted her probably around 9:30 and told her that she had made it to Memphis. The boat was supposed to leave at 11:30. And she said that she texted her again at around 11:39, and told her that she was on the boat. And I guess just to ease her mother's mind. Like, I'm sure mother probably said, "Please let me know what's going on," because my daughter is like pretty up there in age. My daughter got a grandchild, so she's pretty up there in age. But if she were to go someplace like that, I would really, want her to let me know too, step by step, where she is and what she's doing. Okay. So her mother said that she got a phone call from her at 9:30, a text from her at 9:30, and a text from her at 11:30, saying that she had made it there and that she had also made it on the boat. But the cousin never found her to finish the night off for partying. He never found her, and she has not been found, because I am not going to even think that the body that they found in the Mississippi is her, until I see someone say it, until I see it on that WREG news, until I see it somewhere. I'm not even going to say that it's her, because I'm going to hope that it's not, for her mother's sake, for her children's sake. I'm going to hope that it's not, and I'm going to hope that some kind of way she show up alive. But it's not really looking good, guys. Now, people, everybody ain't your friend. I'm gonna get on that for a little bit. Everybody's not your friend. People befriend you usually for reasons, and it's usually something lacking in their lives. Okay, that they feel like having a friendship with you will fulfill it, or get them in the right places to be able to accomplish it. Okay, but it don't mean that they're your friends. Okay, and a lot of people have had a lot of issues with people who they felt were their friends, and I probably could tell you lots of stories of people thinking that someone was their friend. I'm sure that you all had a friend that you thought was a friend, and you found out that it wasn't. Okay, I know I have. Okay, I have had people that's been in my life for years and years and years that I thought were my close friends, and it turned out that they really weren't my friends, and kind of hurts your feelings. But you just pick up and you go on. You pick up and you go on, and let the Lord be your friend. He'll never forsake you. Okay, let the Lord be your friend, and be a friend to yourself. Find the greatest love, and that's inside of you, and have the greatest love for yourself. Now, when we young, I'm up there. I'm pretty up there in age now. But when you're young, you go out, you have fun with people. You think they're your friends, and you yourself may go find a friend that's got a need, that can fulfill a need that you have. I've had one or two friends that tell me, to tell me, I'm going to follow you around because you seem to know all the right people. And I want to get to know those people over there, and they seem to flock to you. So I'm going to deal with you so I can get to them. I had people, come right out and tell me. I've had people that I thought were my friends that I said, I'm going to come to your church. And they said, don't come to my church. I was flabbergasted like I am now. Who would say, don't come to my church? Usually people are saying, come on to the church. Okay, but I had a friend, person I thought was my friend, tell me, don't come to her church. So, guys, that's neither here nor there. I'm not going to keep you guys long tonight because there's not a lot of people in the room. And I'm still going to be doing my research to try to see if I can make the WREG 11 news and see if they are going to say that they have identified the person that they found in the Mississippi. And I'm going to hope that it's not her for her mother's sake, for her children's sake, like I said. And once I find out, guys, I'll probably do a live maybe tomorrow. If I find out tomorrow, I might do a live again and let you guys know. If not, I'll do a video and let you guys know that whether it was her or not. And we're going to be hoping that it's not. We're going to be hoping that it's somebody else missing that nobody knows from that town or whatever. We're going to hope that it's not her for her children's sake. And I'm going to go on. It's been like 36 minutes, guys. So thank you all for coming. I appreciate you. And I'll be back again. And guys, keep that family. The mother's name is Deborah Taylor. Keep her in prayer and pray for those children whose mother is missing. And I'm going to say missing. Pray for those children whose mother is missing, guys. It's a tragedy. Like I said, it's a tragedy. But thank you so much for coming. And I'm going to give you all my love. And I'll see you the next time. Thank you for coming, Patty. I appreciate you so much.